Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. So our card tonight is the Knight of Wands. This is a really passionate fella there. So we'll see. Oh, and immediately we have a face. Look at that. The whole head there. Eyes, nose, mouth. And I want to say also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. Okay, so I don't forget. So we have this face, and it is really beautiful. Then we have this kind of eye right here. You can see. I'm also seeing another face up here. Eyes, nose, kind of a frown. And I almost kind of see a person up here. Eyes, mouth, kind of gazing this way. Interesting. To me, it almost kind of feels like it makes me think of somebody's parents. One, maybe the masculine father archetype, kind of somebody who is more prone towards melancholy, depression, maybe kind of emotionally unavailable. And then we have a mother figure over here, or a mother archetype, who is maybe also quite stern. Maybe not so overtly depressive, but I almost wonder if kind of has survived some really kind of extraordinarily difficult circumstances. And so became more of kind of a stoic person. And then we have kind of the child of this person, and it looks like an adult. But I think these energies very much carried in ourselves as we do. We can't help but take in the energies and emotions and words and such of our caretakers, our family of origin, the atmosphere and environment in which we grow up in. But I see a very there's a hopeful lightness to this energy, kind of a little bit less burdened, I think, actively deciding to live a life of emotional meaning, expression. I'm looking at the way the hair is and the face, and it reminds me so much of maybe Impressionism, or kind of this a little bit like a movement. There's a movement to this being, like a vibrating of high energies, thoughtful and careful with your words, but they are filled with love and meaning. And that's what keeps meaning. Everything is about meaning here. Where maybe coming from a place where it was so much about the labor and making ends meet, the circumstance is not easy. maybe even geographically, coming from a place that didn't have a lot of opportunities, but having a family that tried and continued, never stopped trying. But it wasn't maybe always the happiest home, okay? I feel the sense of coming out of that, maybe moving away, seeing the world a bit. Really seeking out experiences that felt very enriching of the soul, right? Of culture, of beauty, of mystery and things of awe and grace and so on and so on, and education as well. And I feel there is this feeling of just a person that, well, worldly, but also I can't think of what exactly this would be. Kind of class, but it's not about that. It's something that you can't learn. It's something that just happens when you are somebody who is ever learning. There is a desire and kind of a sense of refinement, but there's an openness there. It's not rigid, and so this energy, it draws in people, but I feel like it's like you're constantly because you have eyes, and that's that eye, you have eyes to see opportunities. You find beauty and worthwhile experience where most people don't even notice. And you take them. You're brave. You are willing to go out of your comfort zone and pick up and move and try a new career and whatever it is, go and do things in places you've never seen before, heard of, or you don't speak the language, or whatever it is, and you have this ease with it. I mean, it's as natural as breathing to you. And that's such a beautiful and rare thing. It really is. And I feel like it really has so much to do with this the wand energy. There is a burning passion within your heart. A warming. I feel like you feel like a very warm person, delicate in some way, and I don't know why I keep thinking that. I'm thinking of like white clothes and little purple flowers for some reason, and just something about it. I keep thinking of like the Edwardian period, but I don't think this is when you were born or you were alive, of course, but there's just something, maybe this is family, right? This is somebody that you knew as a child from that era or grew up around, and I think that there's maybe you were drawn in by the aesthetic, yes. Okay, so let's move on and see what else. Sometimes I have these formations and they become there's energies that just kind of emanate off of them. I get lost in these visuals and impressions of them. Okay, so now I see we have it looks like a ballerina, and holding, it looks like the fire symbol. Or, yes, fire. I was thinking air. No, air is upside down. Okay, so the triangle. Okay, so fire. Again, with the fire element here. Now we also have the, now I was going to say chariot, but it kind of actually looks like a bull being ridden by somebody. Okay, but I think the ballerina, I almost wonder if maybe you danced when you were young, or you had a deep interest in dancing, and maybe some kind of like a ballerina statue or some kind of decoration. And I think it feels like when you were young, you were really drawn to this imagery. And I think you had a love for it. Like you maybe went through like a phase of ballerina things, and maybe you went on to dance, or not, you know. But I feel like this was something that was really important to you for a period of time in your youth. Okay. Now we're looking at this bull. So there is a sense of, and a bull to be ridden. What a thing indeed. So a sense of, I think, trying to tame some aspect, but it is untamable, right? I almost wonder if this is a person in your life, maybe a Taurus person. And I feel like in a lot of ways, all of this makes sense, that you would be together, or you would be in each other's lives, you'd be good friends. But there's just this dynamic where it's like it feels like a constant battle. Things are good, but then it doesn't stay for very long. And then it becomes this, this whole thing of trying to stay attached to one another, to stay within the friendship, but the communication just seems off. And it really, I feel like you often come away from the situation feeling quite drained and just kind of emotionally beat up by it all. I think it feels like it detracts from the work that you're doing. I feel like it's like something that, it almost feels compulsive, honestly. Like whenever this friendship is on or this relationship is on, it takes, your whole attention. You're texting all the time. You're arguing in text. You're having to go to work, and you're having these moments where you have to get on your phone and try to, smooth things out so it's okay for the rest of the shift or whatever. And but you're still on the phone, and it's just, and you leave, and then it's more of the same, and then you have like a really good day, and it's like all love and laughing and enjoyment, and then something gets said wrong, and it's back to that, well, what did that mean, and this and that and this, just kind of just a very tumultuous and volatile situation. But I think there is a deep love there. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be the friendship, as I said. And I feel like there has been time apart. I feel like there have been periods of time where you broke up, or you kind of stopped hanging out or talking to each other. And for one reason or another, you get drawn back in. And it takes center stage once again. And it's like everybody in your life can tell immediately when this person has kind of re-entered, because it's nothing but kind of negativity and back and forth, and maybe even kind of like possessive and all of this, and it totally changes your demeanor. You're frustrated more, you're kind of more moody yourself, and so on. So I think this is something to really consider if this is the right relationship, but or friendship, but maybe there need to be some boundaries at least, right? And clear boundaries, not super ambiguous or casual things, ever shifting, right? But yes, really putting it down, as law to yourself and to them. I don't think that they're the only ones here. I think that you're equally as volatile at times with them. And I think this is why it's hard. It all kind of is this loop of things being good, and then bad, real bad, So just make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay? Now I have a few sevens. Seven. There's another one right there, 7. So I do feel like this is also a time of great luck, okay? I think that if you have something that you're trying to achieve, if you are maybe going to apply for a job, or maybe like you're looking into a new apartment or something, or, and you're worried maybe I won't get in there, whatever it is, starting a new project, asking somebody out on a date, this is a good time, right? This is a time where things feel like they're really in your favor. The other things might not feel like it so much, but I do think for you as an individual, this is a time where if you do have those wants, you should be going after them, okay? Because I think universe really, really is interested in supporting your dedication, your devotion, I feel like you're in a very active state right now. So this is a good time, definitely. And I also just want to say thank you for putting up with my voice. I know it's I have the flu still a little bit. I think I'm getting pretty good, but it just, how these things go. They linger. Okay, so we have a 6. Let's see what else. I had a 3. Where are you, 3? Oh, yes. It looks like we have maybe 38 right there. 38. We have below this ballerina now too, it looks like we have a person playing with a ball with children, and maybe another adult person over here playing as well. And I feel like I just feel like you keep going back to these kind of nostalgic memories. They are coming up a lot. And I wonder if there's an anniversary coming up or something. Maybe, the different holidays are coming up. We're in Ramadan right now. But I know Holy Week will be starting soon. And of course we have the equinox and all of the festivals, the fertility festivals, spring festivals, and on the other side, or beneath on the southern hemisphere, the harvest festivals and fall, autumn doings. So it makes sense that there would be kind of some nostalgia, I think. But I feel like there is this just kind of yearning for that family dynamic. And as I also say that, I see the big heart. Yes, there is a big heart there. I also just saw there is a person standing. Well, now, was this the one we were looking at? No. Interesting, because we have this one where it's like the ballerina holding something up. Now, this one looks like a person holding a heart. You can see right there. Okay. And it also looks like we have either L-O or Z-O. And that's kind of out of that same. I just imagine being outside in the backyard, like playing ball, playing with some kind of, maybe a soccer ball or football or something. Just something where the family's all kind of involved, running around and enjoying one another. And this one over here, it kind of looks like it says toga, maybe T-O. I'm seeing a G and an A. Or maybe it's E. I don't know. Sometimes it looks like an F backwards, maybe. But we have, anyways, it looks like E, maybe L or F. Or T, O, G, or an E, and then an A. So I don't know. It's something, if you do see something there. But to me, the first thing I saw was like either to go or toga. I think wasn't there a sandwich shop called Togas? Or something like that. That could be like a totally false memory. I don't remember. Yeah, so we have that big heart. Yeah, I just, I think you're just in that place right now. You are in a nostalgic mood, I think, my dear friend. Nothing wrong with that too. I get rather nostalgic. I get nostalgic for things that never even happened. I get nostalgic for my daydreams. I think about like the things I dreamt about when I was young. And I am nostalgic for it. Okay, so we have a turtle right here. And then we have a heart once again. And it looks like there's a little flame on top of it. Excuse me. And so, yes, there is just this continued theme of love, wanting to return to love, to be in love, to be among the things you love, doing the things you love, just being careful that you're not falling back into old patterns or with old people from old times, right? Don't go calling up that ex because you're feeling a little lonely. Don't do that to yourself. If you wouldn't call them any other time, then don't do it when you're feeling kind of blue. But take your time with these things. I think, it's whenever we get into these places, especially if you have the holidays coming up, or a holiday coming up, and maybe you don't have anything going on, the family's not getting together, or maybe you're in a situation where you're, not with your family, or there's not family around anymore. I always really feel like it's important for us to find places to be. If it's an important thing for you, go find, maybe there's a church that's having like a fellowship, or, where I live, there's, and I'm so excited as I say this, I'm excited. We have fish fries for Lent. And so a lot of those are like at churches, or the fire department has them a lot, or, different places, community places that, you go, and there's a lot of people there usually, you know? So maybe there's something like that around you. And also they're, I think more and more in communities, there are kind of social things that are put on for, yeah, there are a lot of people that don't have something going on at home, or, you know, you're not going to be able to travel, or whatever it is. So I think, you know, we do something special for ourselves. And I've been, there were years of my life where I was alone. I lived alone. I didn't see people very often. Aside from maybe work, and yeah, I spent plenty of holidays. I said this on one of my other readings. I would like go to the deli and get like one slice of turkey, and you know, get like a little thing of potatoes, and I would you know, make up my little one person meal, and you know, just try to enjoy it however I could, you know. And yeah, it does. Sometimes it feels lonely. But you know, we can try and make it special for ourselves. Even when you know, it's not what we want in that moment. Okay. So, yeah, being proactive. Being a little proactive. All right. So, let's see. We have these gratitude cards. It's a little deck of appreciation, and they're just little and cute. I love the little affirmation decks, and little wise sayings and gratitude and so on. So we'll go to where it felt right. Beautiful. It looks to me like a blackbird. And we have the moon as well. And it says, send thank you notes. They mean more than you realize. Yes. Yes, it's important for us to be letting people know that we are thankful. Even when it's not for anything. Just out of the blue, a nice little thank you. And I'm thinking of you, and I love you, and all those things. I'm probably one of the most annoying people in the world. I mean, I say thank you a million times in any interaction. It's to the point that I'm sure people are like, okay. But also, I'm so big on saying, I love you constantly. Even, you know, as we see my husband and I, or my daughter and I, we see each other throughout the day. Every little interaction we have, I love you. Oh, my daughter's she's going to go to the bathroom. And she says, I love you. I say, I love you. And then we see each other, you know, 2 minutes later. And then, you know, a few minutes after that, I love you. I love you. It's just constant, you know. But I think it's good to get into that place of practice. You know, nothing scared me more than my child living in a world where there weren't a openness about how we feel, and the not feeling weird about expressing your joy and your love, and your interests in things, and you know, and so I really have gotten so much in that habit. And I think that it really has changed how I feel just generally in life, you know, to be able to utter words like I thank you and I appreciate you, and, you know, I have such gratitude and love for you, and all of these things. You begin looking for things to care about, you know, rather than things that you dislike. And that's an important turn of events. Also, you know, I feel like I always appreciate somebody who is in a mode of gratitude. When we meet out in the wild, you know, when you cross paths with somebody like that, you can tell, and it is kind of a nice experience, isn't it? So, you know, if we can try just a little more. Now, I'm not always nice, right? There are plenty of times where I am definitely Eeyore, and you can see I also have the baddie over here. So, you know, I do have that mercurial as well. I'm not saying that I'm always peace, love, and all of that, but, you know, I think it's important to try where we can. So anyways, Scorpio, I absolutely thank you and love you. And, you know, it is one of the best honors to be able to bring these messages to you. I know it's, you know, it's time shared, and I appreciate that. And so if you would also be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell, and it'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you haven't, yes, I already said that. It is free to subscribe. And can you tell it's the last part of my last video? I'm like, okay, let's get through this, mama. I can do it. Yes, so if you want to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. I read every single one of them. And other than that, you know, happy change of season. This is a beautiful time to be doing some cleansing, cleaning out the house, cleansing of the spirit, getting rid of, you know, some of the stagnant energies, making your wishes, writing them down, putting them in your pillowcase, you know, your intentions for this new cycle. You know, there's so many beautiful things we can do during these times. Dance and sing and love wildly, and, you know, go look at the birds. That's my thing. I've been thinking about the birds. I saw a pair of cranes yesterday. I saw a pair of swans yesterday and today. I saw my bald eagle. I think I saw the female, but I for sure saw the male about, I don't know, 5 miles up the road. And then who else have I seen? My grackles are back. The robins are in full force. That was the same. I saw a murmuration of starlings today, and in a wide open field. If you don't know what that is, it's like when a flock of birds and they do the movements, and it's kind of like, I don't know, my hands don't really explain well, but they're big shapes that kind of twist and turn, and they're beautiful. And look it up. It's Murmuration. I think that's how you spell it. And it's so beautiful. It's so breathtaking. I have just been all up in the business of the birds all over the place, looking, seeing who's out there, who's showing up. We have a lot of, you know, migratory birds. It's one of my great joys. So, you know, I challenge you to go out there and see who is about. So anyways, Scorpio, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in just a couple days from now. Good night, good night, good night.